You're watching the Nerdtobers
What's up guys, Sean from the Nerd Lair here. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of NERDTOBER. We're here in the Nerd Lair all month long. We do Halloween themed videos, and on today's episode I'm going to take you guys through a little tour of a game store that's in my area that I frequent for most of my video game pickups, and I'm going to show you guys what I got. There's a lot of Resident Evil games, just FYI, but it's all horror games, Halloween themed. Let's get started. This is another Castle Video Games, a retro video game store that I frequent. This is the most recent store to open up in my area. There's 3 total, and all of them are just as amazing as the next. They have everything ranging from retro games to current generation, along with accessories, collectibles, and even arcade games to play. Hey look, it's the other Sean. These stores have become famous for having really cool arcade areas to play. It's really the only place you can go if you want to play some arcade games other than GameWorks. And also, 2 out of the 3 locations actually have bars connected to it, so you can get a little tipsy and play some arcade games. I also wanted to show you guys this. I've never seen this arcade cabinet before. It's called a Nintendo Super System. It's got some pretty neat little controllers on here. I thought they moved because, I don't know, they just look like they're on a little swivel, but they have Super Mario World, F-Zero, and Super Tennis on this that you can play. And of course, what kind of video game store would this be if they didn't have video games for sale? And they have a lot of loose games. They have, quite a few complete in the box games, some 32X games, that's pretty rare. A lot of Genesis games, which, it's not a bad thing, NES. And then I came across Steel Battalion. My buddy Chris from Telesplash Gaming did a video reviewing this entire thing, so go check it out. Link will be down below in the description. But yeah, just browsing around, I found The Conduit. This game was pretty cool. I remember being kind of hyped for that when that first came out. In the Xbox section, we have Conquer Live and Reloaded. Not worth $33.90 in my opinion, but, might be someone's forte. What do we got here? Bard's Tale. I played the crap out of this game. I actually have it on the PC. God, anyone remember Eye of Judgment? Jesus. Anyway, let's get to the pickups video, so let's see what I got. Okay, so the first game that I picked up was the Wii port for Resident Evil 0. This was originally on the Nintendo GameCube, and this is the only Resident Evil game I have yet to play. I know it has some brawler mechanics in it. I don't want to really call it a beat-em-up, though it might be. I don't know too much about it, but now I own it, and I picked it up for about $5. Not a bad price for Resident Evil, and up next we have Resident Evil 4 Wii Edition. Now, a lot of people were saying in my last video that I did with Sorax Space that the Wii version was their favorite version of the Resident Evil ports. It's also on GameCube and PlayStation 2, and I want to say PlayStation 4. But if you haven't played Resident Evil 4, it's definitely one of the best ones in the franchise. I picked this up for about $8. The price of Wii games right now, anyway, is pretty low compared to what it used to be, so I had to pick this one up. And just a heads up, this haul has a lot of Resident Evil games in it. Moving on to the remake of Resident Evil 2 on the PlayStation 4, my buddies Rob and Wes over at Gaming Off the Grid did a little video on this, and it kind of made me want to pick it up, so I did. I'll link their video down in the description if you want to go check it out in further detail, and I picked this one up for about $40. For a fairly new game, it's not bad. Up next, we have Resident Evil 7. I told you there's a lot of Resident Evil games, and there's many more. I picked this up mainly because it was cheap. Never played it before, totally forgot it existed, and yeah, I was buying Resident Evil games, so I figured why not? $10, not bad. Let's deviate away from Resident Evil for a second and go to Bloodstained Curse of the Moon Sealed and Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. Both of them together was not a bad price. I paid for the sealed copy of Curse of the Moon $50, and for this one I paid $30, so I felt like that was a pretty good deal. I'm a huge Castlevania fan, and these are the spiritual successors to that franchise, so I needed them for my collection. And up next we have Friday the 13th, the game. I picked this up for a few reasons, some of which I can't say yet, but this game is definitely an interesting game. It was not what I was expecting, but it's really fun. If you've played this game before, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. It's a game that is really fun to play with other people. And I didn't actually buy this game at the store, I bought it off of Amazon for $25. Alright, up next we're going back to Resident Evil with Resident Evil 5 on the Xbox 360, and I also picked up, you guessed it, Resident Evil 6 also on the 360, and I know I'm a little bit late on this meme, but the 6 is a giraffe getting a blowjob from a woman. What were they thinking? Anyway, up next we have Left 4 Dead on the Xbox 360, and this game definitely made me want to get back into the whole zombie thing, and it did a great job. And finally, we're on the home stretch, guys. Just hang in there. We got Condemned Criminal Origins, one of the most underrated games when this first came out. This is one of my all-time favorite horror games. I actually played this game originally on the 360, and it's a long story why I didn't have it until now on the 360 along with most of these games, but that'll be for another episode. And I picked this one up for $6. And I also picked up the sequel, Condemned 2 Bloodshot, which is not as good as the first one, but it's still a pretty good sequel for what it was. Spoiler alert, this game ended on a cliffhanger, and I don't think we're ever going to see a sequel to it, sadly, but pick this one up for $5. Alright, finally on the last item, and I saved the best for last for you guys. This is a limited edition vinyl for the soundtrack of Castlevania. It's by a company named Mondo. They create limited edition screen printed posters, VHS reissues, toys, apparel, and of course vinyl movie soundtracks and video game soundtracks. And like I said earlier, I'm a huge fan of Castlevania, and when I saw this, I knew it would be perfect to end this episode. Look at the amazing original artwork that's on this. The Medusa, we have Dracula. Ugh, it's so badass. I'll leave a link down below in the description if you guys want to check out their actual website. They're a really awesome company. Go give them your money. And for this vinyl, I paid $20, which is a great deal in my opinion. And that is everything that I picked up at another castle for my Halloween NERDTOBER haul. We have 2 Wii games, 5 PS4 games, and 5 Xbox 360 games, and a Castlevania vinyl, all coming out to a total of $218. What do you guys think? Do you think I got a pretty good deal on all this stuff? Let me know what your favorite pickup was of mine down in the comments section. And that's going to do it for this episode, you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're new to the Nerd Lair and liked what you saw here, hit the like and subscribe button down below and the bell icon so you never miss an upload, which is all month long here in the Nerd Lair for NERDTOBER. And just FYI, if you're in the Portland area and you're going to Portland Retro Gaming Expo at the end of this month, I'm going to be there with my buddies Chris from Telesplash Gaming, Rob and Wes from Gaming Off the Grid. We're going to be tailgating, we're going to be doing some videos, we're going to have some beers. So if you guys want to meet me and the rest of the Retro Rat Pack, come find us, follow us on social media, Twitter, Instagram, all that jazz. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys next time in the Nerd Lair. Stay nostalgic.